Yeah.
But it's not real. It's not real.
No.
1% of the population in this world probably does what they love to do. Probably 1%.
Yeah, the people who make millions of dollars. It's like, we're talking at work, and Jesse Ventura, he was the governor of some state, he was talking about, it's like, we're all talking about this minimum wage. We're all talking about a minimum wage.
The maximum wage video?
Yeah. I haven't actually seen it. But
I saw it, and I was like...
And I was like, well, I've always thought that.
He was using the Walmart example of their whole family is worth billions of dollars. Like, each individual person is worth billions of dollars.
Yeah.
And I've thought about it, too. And I know that you said the CEOs they should have a maximum cap of what they can make compared to their lowest employee, which is a good idea. Where was I going? Fuck. But he was saying like how much is too much? How much is where do you stop before you have enough?
The thing is, Walmart builds their empire on the backs
of
poor people because they pay their people as cheaply as possible.
In a sense, if you want to sit there, and this would be controversial, it's slavery. It's 100% exactly what slavery is.
Indentured servitude. Because slavery, they wouldn't get paid.
But calling it indentured servitude is being nice. Being politically correct.
Okay. Indentured servitude is actually the way you describe that.
All right.
Because slavery is you don't get paid.
I'm going to call it slavery.
You don't get paid because it's slave,
is.
And you get beaten.
Because when you're, but it's. I've always thought the mentality like this: if I owned a business, my business makes $100K, say, right? Or makes 100 units, right? I pay myself a good, decent living wage of 65 units.
Yeah.
Right? And then I can, I use the rest of it to pay all my employees a good living wage. What's this going to do? It's going to give me more loyalty.
Oh, definitely.
Better productivity.
Yeah.
People are going to enjoy and recommend to their friends. I'm going to get the best of the best coming to my company.
Yeah, I get to pick and choose at that point in time.
If I'm like Walmart is like, oh, we're just taking everybody off the street, and we've gone through this because we've been in the industry of the restaurants. You come in the door, you get a job.
The hell, if you have a heartbeat and pulse,
you get a job. We're going to give you a shot.
Yeah.
And it's like, to me, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't understand. Maybe this is why I'm not successful, is because I have the mentality of, well, I'm going to pay my guys $60K a year.
Well,
if I can.
I've always said that too. Is like, CEOs of any kind of company tend to make way too much money. Like, for example, like the Calgary Sun, when they merged with whoever they merged with, they laid off 85 people, and the CEO or the president of Suncorp got a bonus for $900,000, and it's just like, really, you lay off 85 people and you get a bonus. That's like, shouldn't exist.
What is that? That's 10, almost 20 people. That's $60,000 a year. You could hire like 17 people.
Yeah,
that's $60,000 a year.
Or like, you're stuck at that 60, but either way,
that's
60 isn't bad.
60 is a great wage. I think it's a great wage. Like, but I don't know. It's just weird because I think the older generation thinks like that. Well, if you work hard, and I think even myself, when you look at a poor person, you go, well, they haven't worked hard enough. Even sometimes I catch myself saying that. And it's like, well, hold on. You don't know their circumstances. You don't know what they've gone through. You don't know, like,
maybe they were the hardest working person in their place. But
somebody, some people like they're addicted to stuff, and they like. I don't feel bad for people like that. I'm sorry. Like, I don't. I
want to get the window.
Is it open?
No, it's not.
I don't feel sorry for people like that. I'm like, okay, well, to me, addiction, it's a disease, I guess, but it's more of a choice, I think.
Yes and no. You shouldn't have done it in the first place, but, unfortunately, addiction is that. That's why it's a problem.
Yeah, it's one of them touchy subjects, eh? I just think, like, to have that mentality of work hard and you'll get what you want is like, huh? No. Because I don't look at myself as a non-hard worker. I look at myself as a really hard worker. I look at myself as somebody who works and can work efficiently enough to make the jobs that I do look easy.
Yeah. No
You know what I mean? And that's bad for me. Because I don't know how to, like, make a job last. I can't take a 3-hour job and make it last 8.
No.
I take a 3-hour job and I make it last 2.5. And then I go, well, what am I supposed to do now? And that's bad. It's like, well, you're doing nothing. And it's like, yeah, because I'm done everything and these guys are still working.
Yeah.
You gave me the job to do and I did it, and now...
I've even cleaned up.
Yeah, like...
Look. Sweep and mop and
Yeah.
a little bit of polish. It's just...
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. But unfortunately, the world is too greedy. The world is too...
The world is
We're
greedy.
taught greed. We're taught greed from a young age. We're taught to... Like, I see it all the time. People on, like, this group I'm in on Facebook, sometimes they talk about it, and people are like, oh, well, I work hard for my money, so I should be able to reap the benefits. Yes, you should, but you don't know that somebody who's, you know, we look at other people in the lower paying jobs and go, well, you're just not working hard enough. And it's like, wow.
I worked hard when I was in the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
I tried to make things easy. I tried to make the
I was
people work together. You know, I worked way harder for way less than I do right now.
I put in 27 odd days in a row one time, like 70 hours a week, and all I got from my boss was, well, you don't have to do that.
I got fired, actually.
And I went...
I worked 2 months in a row where I clocked in at like 70 hours a week, 6 days a week.
Yeah, you're there at like 9, you don't leave till like 10.
Yeah, and I was actually 6 a.m.
Yeah.
I didn't leave until like 8. But, you know, and at the end of 2 months, you know, just working my ass off, trying to get everything, keep everything together, trying to keep it, I got fired.
Yeah.
It's like, here, thanks.
Yeah, I know. You don't have to do that. It's like, well, if I don't do it, your restaurant's not going to run.
Yeah, I know. That's what I never understood. It's like, oh, you could ask for help. It's like, well, are you going to run the kitchen for a while?
Yeah, are you
no.
are you gonna come in the back? Yeah. Are you gonna come in and work? No.
No. So,
Okay.
thanks for the help.
Just hire people.
I would if I could.
Okay,
They'd be in the door.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yep.
And yeah, that's the thing is like people in ivory towers
Yep.
just seem to forget, even those people who climb into the ivory towers seem to forget that it's not a simple matter of it's done. It's you have to work uphill both ways.
This is my problem. This is what I struggle with in my mind all the time, because I am of the belief of I think you should be left alone, and there should be very like little rules. But at the same time, I'm like, people are too stupid and too greedy to live in that world. If you did this, you would probably, like, it wouldn't work. You would have, like, in the movies, like you see, it would be, oh, okay, all the rich people live in downtown Calgary with these high luxury things, and it's gated off, probably. You know what I mean? And then you have the poor people living in slums and cardboard boxes with nobody to care about them.
Mm.
And it's like, but I don't want the government telling me what to do all the time. I want to be left alone. I want an opportunity to make good money, but it's not going to happen because it doesn't matter how hard I work, because I'm not going to get that opportunity.
No, it's like any job you work at. Yeah, you may work hard, but it's not what you know, it's who you blow.
That's right.
That's what it comes down to. That's what I've always found. It's like, you know, when I went from one place to another, you know, the guy recognized the fact that I knew what I was doing, and he's like, okay, you know what, in 3 months, maybe I can get you to be a trainer.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then I was pushing to become the kitchen manager, and it's like, no, we can make you an assistant. We're bringing in another guy from outside to be a kitchen manager. Like, okay, fine, whatever. So it wasn't a matter of, you know, me being the best for the job. They just brought somebody else in.
Yeah.
You know, after he went, it's like, well, they didn't have anybody else to bring in. So it's like, okay, I guess we're stuck with you.
It's not who you know. It's or it's not what you know or how hard you work. Those are components of it. Like we said before, there's 4 components. Your mindset, your work ethic, opportunity, and who you know.
Yeah.
Those four things.
Who you know and opportunity
are way heavier than
Yeah.
your work ethic and your mindset in success. And
because honestly, you could have no work ethic and no mindset, get the opportunity because of somebody you know, get in the job and slack.
Yeah.
And because of the places you work in, they don't deal with slackers.
I look at like The Rock, right? He just recently got named the highest paid actor
yeah.
of this year, right? And his story, as I started, was I had $7 in my pocket, and it's like, okay, you worked hard, yes, I get that. I'm not going to take that.
He does
He's worked very hard.
He has worked
But
very hard.
His career was launched with the WWE, and the reason he got an opportunity, he was given an opportunity with WWE because his father, Rocky Johnson, and was part of the WWE. So he had an in already.
Yeah,
when you have an in to something, and that's what I'm talking about, is like, yes, he made who he is now. He's worked hard, and I'm not going to take that away from him, but he was given, and that's the four things. He was given that opportunity.
He had work ethic, and
yes, he had the positive mindset, he had the work ethic, but he was given that opportunity. And if you're not given that opportunity...
Yeah, exactly. You know, one of the guys I work with, he's always, you know, I own my house. Oh, I worked hard for my house. It's like, no, your buddy let you live in his basement for like 2 years at a quarter of the rent.
Exactly.
And
that's just
like,
what I mean.
That's your opportunity. If he hadn't given you that, you wouldn't own a house.
If you had to go and pay full rent for the time, for say the extent that you lived in your buddy's basement, you would not have been able to pay your house off. You wouldn't have been able to save up that money. People who, like I've had friends that I know who do that too. Oh, I lived with my parents for 2 years to save up for a house with zero rent. And it's like, exactly.
Yeah.
That's an opportunity. And people, I worked hard. Yes, I understand that. I'm not taking that away from you.
But take that opportunity away. And
take that opportunity away. You got to pay full rent. Are you going to be able to save for a house? No fucking way. And it's like that.
And that's the thing. And people are always like, oh, I worked hard. It's like...
So did I.
I've been working since probably
20 years.
Been working harder than you. And I don't have that opportunity. And because I don't have that opportunity, I'm not going to get anywhere. I'm spinning my wheels.
Yeah, that's all we're doing right now. I know we sound like bitter old men here.
We are bitter old men. Because it's like, okay, the one guy I work with is like, you know, he gets a house. It's like, oh, I'm sick and tired of paying rent. And it's just like, okay,
that's
we all
live
pay...
in his the basement?
Yeah. And it's just like his buddy let him live. He was paying $1,600 in rent, and he was paying $400 in rent in the basement.
Yeah, so it's
$1,200.
So he could have put $1,200 away every month.
Now, mind you, his wife clamped down on him and says, "We got to stop spending money," and they did, and they were able to save
and that's great.
even more.
And that's great. But yeah, if your rent is quartered,
yeah. Here's the worst. Here's
if I got quarter my rent, I'd be putting $500 a month away.
Here's the worst part of it, though. Here's the worst part. His buddy, whom he got a job at where I work, was living in that same house. So there's three of them. The guy who owns the house, his buddy, and the guy who owns the house where they live. His friend was paying $950 a month in rent, and he was paying $400.
Wow. And that's an example of opportunity. And that's an example of the four things. So when you're having a conversation with somebody, and they say, you can succeed with two, it's like, no, you can succeed. Maybe you could succeed with... You need three of the four.
Yeah, you need three.
You need three of the four.
Yeah.
You do need the positive... You need the work ethic. Well, actually, no. You just need three of the four. Any three of the four, and you can have success.
Yeah.
That's to me. That's that, and maybe that's a bad outlook for me. I don't know, but that's how I've looked at it. It doesn't matter.
No, I totally agree, because any combination of those three, opportunity helps, knowing somebody helps.
Why do you think athletes, especially in sport, when you look at sport, why do you think people who have a famous parent seem to always be successful?
Because they're
given them the opportunity.
Look at how many people, the next generation of stars, they're coming up or up.
Our second or third generation of other people.
Who are in the industry.
Yeah.
And it's just crap, there's a singer. And then it's like, oh, he's a good singer. I don't think he is. Robert something. He sings a really. His father was famous.
Exactly, but it's the same thing in music too. It's
and
like
it's
if
just
you
like,
have
no, his father was an actor.
Oh, okay.
But he's a singer.
And he gets an opportunity.
But the
Still given the
opportunity was
opportunity.
daddy.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and you find out, like Lady Gaga, she's rich. Her parents are rich.
Yeah.
So she's rich. And,
But that's another opportunity, because if you grow up in a very wealthy, you're given more opportunities because of what your parents can give you.
oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like when we were younger, I couldn't go into sports because our parents couldn't afford it.
No.
You know what I mean? And it's like I'm not going to sit there and blame them. Like, I'm not going to sit there and be like, you didn't put me on sports. It's like, whatever. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
And like the middle class, because sorry, we fall into that. We're upper poor.
Yeah,
We're upper poor.
we're the subgroup of the poor.
Well, no, because all classes are divided into three.
I know.
Lower,
I get
middle,
I get what you mean, and that's what I always. We're the upper poor.
Yeah.
We're not poor, but we're upper poor.
Not rich enough to be middle class.
That's right.
But those people, middle class people, is like, I envy them.
I do 100%.
Because
I want to be able to take a vacation to some exotic place and
2 houses,
Yeah.
A car, and children,
couple
and being
cars,
able to
and be able to do all it, manage
being
it
able
all.
to
Yeah.
manage it all. And some people are like, oh, we went to school, and it's like, well, I tried to go to school. I was enrolled. But
So was I, but I couldn't afford it.
I was told that, I applied too late for my college loans. I'm like, really? And it's like, oh, okay. And then you get into that mentality of, I'll work for you.
Yeah, exactly. Then you're 20 years later, you're like,
Well, I see. I got kicked out of the house. It's like, you're out. And it's like, well, okay. Nah. I had a place to live, which was good. But
our dad wasn't the nicest person to him.
no. So, like, my rent doubled at that point in time. So it's like, okay, I got to make sure I hold a full-time job. And then when your rent doubles, you have all these other bills that you didn't know existed. Well, I did, but you just realize, holy shit, this is expensive.
Yeah.
And then you go from there, and
It's expensive to live. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's our little rant.
Yeah, no kidding.
Rant about nothing.
It was something, though. I'll be right back, though.
Yep.